Hi there. Just wanted to give a quick update on my issue with the potentially counterfeit Avid BB7 brakes that I had done a video on earlier. The seller, who shall still remain nameless, did in fact offer me a partial refund that was quite generous and allowed me to keep the defective and counterfeit product that they had sent me. So I was able to crack it open and get an idea of what the problems with it were. If you recall from the previous video, the adjustment knob for the inner pad, I was not able to turn it, and cracking it open, it's pretty obvious why. So I opened it up, I took the little red plastic knob here off, and had to use a wrench to get the inner pad adjuster off. It was on there, it was seized, it wouldn't move. I actually needed to put a socket wrench on the end there to get that off because it wouldn't turn at all, and lo and behold, the threads that they cut into the body of the caliper are just atrocious. But there's quite a bit of corrosion in there, and the threads themselves are just horrible. They're just gummed up. Just a horrible job in cutting the threads on this caliper. And when you get to the pad adjusting itself, see if we can get that to focus nicely, you'll see that these threads are all bunged up too. If you look at it, there's some you can see right in here quite a bit of corrosion. Chipped pieces of metal. When I was taking them off, there were actually flecks of metal, flecks of aluminum coming out. So if this is a genuine SRAM/Avid product, then I'd be very disappointed. I honestly don't think it is. This the quality on this is poor. Very bad machining, very bad finish work. Okay, one last thing. I'm going to attempt to screw this in by hand. You'll see that I can get it in just a few turns, and then it just stops dead. That's as far as it'll go. So, and then I can't even back it out. This caliper has the same issue as the other one did. It's seized up in there. I'm sure the quality of the threads just as bad as the ones in here. Maybe not quite, because I was still able to turn this with a tool. Another thing I noticed, the inner pad, the pressure plate for the inner pad here, when I took that out, there's a split ring on there, just a little cheesy piece of wire, and it was bent and distorted and not in the right place, which is probably why I was having the trouble on that side. So what's the takeaway from all this? Well, sometimes being cheap or being a bargain hunter does not pay off. Here we have an example of an item that is sold by reputable sellers for, I saw them anywhere $35 to $50 just for the caliper alone, not for the whole thing. You find a listing for it where you get the whole thing, 2 calipers, rotors, all the hardware for $70. Well, seems like a good idea at the time, but you get it home, you waste a lot of time, and it turns out to be junk. I wasted a lot of time tinkering with a bike, had a little frustration, and had to deal with a seller who, fortunately, in the end, came through and made up for the fact that they sold me something that wasn't what they represented. SRAM even has a warning out for counterfeit products out there, because there are a lot of counterfeit bike parts out there. So if you're out there shopping, looking for parts for your bike, beware. These counterfeits are out there, and they're clearly not of the same quality as the original. You know, even these pads, when I took a look at those, they don't fit in the retaining clip properly, and they're a little bit chewed up. And remember this, your best bet is always going to be your local bike shop. They're going to cost you a little bit more, but you know you're going to get something good that isn't counterfeit from them, and you're also going to get the advice, and you're supporting a local business. It's important to have a local shop that you can go to when you have a question, when you need something in a hurry. And if you're buying all your stuff the way I did here, they're not going to be around. We have an excellent, excellent shop, high-end shop, with really knowledgeable staff in my area that I know I can go to. They're great people, and I'm willing to spend the money, particularly if I have a question, because I know I'm going to get a good answer. If you concur with me that these are counterfeit, I believe they are still. I don't have any proof, but let me know what you think, and if you've had any similar experiences with any eBay sellers or any other of these marketeers of inferior products. Thanks for watching.